All right, guys, so today in math, our goal is still the same as yesterday, so that I can use drawings, symbols, or equations to help me solve real-world problems that involve multiplicative comparisons. And as we remembered, we learned that this is just a fancy word for multiplying and different comparisons, where something may say something like times as many. Okay, so yesterday you completed these problems. So we are going to review them just to check for understanding to make sure that we got them correct and understand. So it says, help Miss Carter's students figure out how many of each supply they have. For each problem, show your thinking with numbers, sketches, or words. Then write an equation that represents your work. All right, number 1. The 4 students at table G brought in 6 pencils. Or each brought in 6 pencils. So how many pencils are at table G? All right, so as we remembered yesterday, we kind of thought of it, we could think about it in a picture form where we have our table, and this person brought in 6, this person brought in 6, this person brought in 6, and this person brought in 6. So we could add those up. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, or we could think about it as these 4 students each brought in a group of 6 pencils, which would be our equation. 4 times 6 equals something. Well, if we added up 6 plus 6, we get 12, plus 6 more is 18, plus 6 more is 24. So our answer would be 24, and it's asking us again, how many whats? And it's pencils, because we've got to make sure that we label with correct units, and our unit is in pencils. All right, the next question, it says the 4 students at table E each brought in a box of 12 crowns. How many crowns are at table E? All right, our picture, 4 students, each student brought in 12. Okay, we could set it up that way, or we could just go right for it and say 4 groups, 4 people, each brought in 12 crowns. Okay, well, we may not know what 4 times 12 is, so we may want to think about it as 12 plus 12. And if we do 12 plus 12, we get 2 plus 2 is 4, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Well, that's only 2 groups. So if I know that, I could do 24 plus 24. 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 plus 2 is 4. So I get 48 whats? Crowns. Next problem, it says the 4 students at table B and the 4 students at table D each brought in 12 pencils. How many pens do table B and D have in all? Oh my goodness, guys, this is a multi-step problem, because we have table B and we have table D. Well, it says there are 4 at each table, so we're good there, and they each brought in 12. So 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. That's a lot of 12s, right? We'd count them up and get our equation. So I know that I'm gonna have so many 12s because we're measuring, they each brought in 12 markers. But how many students is that in total? Well, we have 4 students at D and 4 students at B. So 4 plus 4 is 8. So 8 people each brought in 12 pens. And we gotta figure out what that is, okay? Well, we just figured out that at least one table of 4, if they each brought in 12 things, if we look back to this problem, we knew that 4 times 12 is 48. So I could do 48, because that's 4 times 12, and 48, and that would be 4, and 4 is 8 people. And I could add them up. 8 plus 8 is 16, so I write my 6, and I carry my 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 more is 9, so I get 96, what's? How many pens? All right, let's look at this challenge question now, guys. The students at table C brought in a total of twice as many pens as the students at table B and D together. How many pens did the student at table C bring? All right, that's a lot of information. Okay, so it says, let's figure out what we know. So table C, so C equals 2 times as many as B and D put together. So what problem can we go back to figure out tables B and D together? Well, this problem right here had us put tables B and D, okay? And this was solving our pens. So B and D had 96 pens. So C equals 96, and it said that they brought how many more? That they brought a total of twice as many. So when we say twice as many, what that means is times 2. So we have 96 times 2. Well, gosh, Ms. Brown definitely doesn't know that off the top of her head, but I do know that it means that I have 2 groups of 96. So 96 plus 96 gets me my answer, because I have 96 and 96, 1 group, 2 groups. 6 plus 6 equals 12. Put my 2, carry my 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 9 more is 19. So how many pens did table C bring in? They brought in 192 pens, guys. We want to make sure that we label that so we know our answer. All right, the next set of problems that you guys had was this one. So this one says, not all of Mrs. Carter's students brought in the same number of pencils to use for the school year. Help the students figure out how many pencils the class has. For each problem, show your thinking with numbers, sketches, or words. Then write an equation that represents your work. Okay. So, 7 students brought in 6 pencils each. How many pencils did they bring in all? So I have 7 students, and they each brought in 6 pencils. So I could be like student 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's just my table. Well, this student brought in 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6. Oh my goodness, that's a lot to add, but let me tell you what, there's an easier way if we use our multiplication. So remember, we had 7 students, and they each brought in a group of 6 pencils each. 6 times 7. Okay, well, I could do this and keep adding these up. 6 plus 6, that's 12. 6 plus 6, that's 12. 6 plus 6, that's 12. Then I have an extra 6, so I still got to figure out what all this is. Well, I know that 12 plus 12 is 24, but I still have another 12 and another 6, so I took care of that one, I took care of that one. Now I've got this one, and I've got my 6, so 12 plus 6 is 18. And I got to add those together, so 24 plus 18. 4 plus 8, well, that's 12. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. So 6 times 7 equals 42, or our unknown. So how many pencils did they bring in all? 42 pencils. Okay, this one says 8 students each brought in 9 pencils. How many pencils did they bring in all? So we got 8 students bringing in a group of 9 pencils each. So 8 times 9 equals, for this one, I'm going to use my handy dandy multiplication chart. So I have 8 students, each bringing in 9 pencils. So I'm going to go all the way over to 9, and I get 72. So 8 times 9 equals something unknown, which equals 72 pencils. Remember, I still could have added 8. I could have done 8 plus 8 equals 16, and then known that that's 2 groups. And I could have kept adding them up until I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 groups. Or I could have done it where I did 9 plus 9, which is 18. So that's 2 groups. And then I could do 18 plus 18 and get 8 plus 8. Well, that's 16. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So I know that that's 1, 2 groups. So because this is 1, 2, this would be 3, 4. And I need 8 groups of 9. So I could do 36 plus 36 and get 6 plus 6. Well, that's 12. Carry my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 3 more is 7. Okay, this one says 6 students brought in 12 pencils each. How many pencils did they bring in all? So 6 students each brought in 12 pencils. So 12 plus 12. Well, that's 2 plus 2 is 4, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's 1, 2. Well, 24 plus 24, that's 3, 4. So this would be 3, 4, because this is still 1, 2. 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 plus 2 is 4. So 48. I still got 2 more groups, so I can add another 24. 8 plus 4, well, that is 12. And 1 plus 4, that's 5, plus 7 is 72 pencils. Okay. This one now says, how many pencils did the students in problems 1, 2, and 3 bring in all together? All right. So it wants to know all the students from problem 1, all the pencils from problem 1, all the pencils from problem 2, and all the pencils in problem 3, okay? So I'm going to do 42 plus 72 plus 72 equals my unknown amount. And then I'm going to get my answer. So let's do 42 plus 72. 2 plus 2, that's 4. 4 plus 7, that's 11, so 114. And then I need to add 72 more. Okay, so let's add that. 4 plus 2 is 6. 1 plus 7 is 8. And 1 plus nothing is 1. So the whole class of those 3 problems brought in 186 pencils. Now down here, I gotta find the blank, fill in the blank. So 7 times 8. All right, 7 times 8 is 64. 7 times what equals 63? Okay, so 7 times what equals 63? Oh, right here. So that is 9. Okay, 8 times 4. Well, 6, I know that 8 times 2 is 16. So 16 plus 16 is 32. I can even check my work. So 8 times 4, 32, look at me go. Last one, blank times 6 equals 30. Well, I know that 6 times 4 is 24 because I have that as a known fact. So one more 6, so 24 plus 6, that's 30. So that would be 5 groups. And then I can check it. 4 times, not 4, 6 times 5, it is 30, guys. So then I could write down my 5, because I need to know how many groups of 6. So groups of 6 to get to 30 is 5. You all did amazing listening to this. You will have an assignment today as well on using different types of multiplicative comparisons and forming equations on your own. I look forward to seeing your hard work, guys. Great job. Bye.